We are back in round 3 of 5 of the King Kong Comics and Games Winter Reunion here in the San Francisco Bay Area. In the previous 2 rounds, we've seen Mono Water go up against Sky Pirates and Mono Fire, but we have our first water mirror match. Let's get started. Ryan, the player on the left, plays a Yuna backup, dropping the cost of all future water summons by 1, and ends his turn. Kevin on the right pitches 2 and plays a Waka backup. Grabbing the Leviathan Whirl. He then plays Echidna to grab back one of his 3 Leviathan summons that he somehow drew all on his first turn. Ryan plays a Sildra at a reduced 3 cost, letting him search his deck for 2 water characters of different costs. He'll go with a Kalmia, which is good in this match as it prevents Kadages from eating away at his break zone. And a Leviathan Whirl, setting himself up for future plays. He's going to pitch Leviathan Whirl and play an Oracle backup to gain a crystal. He has a Glaciella in hand, and it can break multiple forwards once enough board has been built. Kevin will pitch a summon to animate and attack with Echidna. He'll play a Leviathan, or looks like he's hunting for some backups, and in bottom deck one of his cards. He'll pitch 1 to play Boo Boo, but it looks like he comes up empty with another summon in forward. Unfortunately, that's all I can do this turn. Ryan continues to build his board with a Kalmia backup and a Glaciella forward, which will help to keep the Echidna in check and also giving him an extra crystal. Still without any viable backups, and already down 3 backups to 1. What will Kevin do? He plays the Cuchulainn to remove Glaciella next turn. At this rate, he'll either fall behind in turns or lose to deck out if he doesn't get some more backups quick. Now we see another reduced cost Sildra, allowing him to search out for 2 more characters. He's going with the Oracle backup and the Glaciella to replace the one that just was broken, or put into the break zone, I should say. Ryan can easily take control of this match from a value and resource standpoint by playing a second Oracle backup, which would give him 4 backups and 3 crystals for future Glaciella pops. As we see, there's the 4th backup. Kevin finally gets some more backups and is playing catch up with the Corsair, allowing him to draw 1, discard 1 in order to filter through his deck some more. He pitches the Kadaj, and he'll pitch the rest of his hand to drop the Merle Whip, which allows him to draw 2, discard 1, and it's now 4 backups to 3. Oh, he attacks with Echidna into an EX burst, bouncing back the Echidna to hand, while Ryan retrieves a water forward from his break zone, which will be Ash. A good play when he has almost 5 backups. Kevin will replay the Echidna to get back a summon. It's a good start in an attempt to get back into this game, but he only has 1 card in hand. Ryan draws. He's got a massive hand and field advantage, despite being down 2 damage to 1. Many of his cards in hand are forwards removals, and unfortunately for him, there are no eligible targets on the field. With a massive resource advantage, he can play Leviathan World from hand to completely wreck Kevin's board. But he decides here to play Glaciella in order to extend his resource advantage with 4 crystals and control the board going forward. It looks like Kevin had no more backups or answers this turn, so he passed. You can afford to take some damage, but things can get out of hand quickly for him if he can't catch up in resources fast. Ryan swings in with Glaciella for the first point of damage. And follows up by playing Tidus onto the board. Great in this matchup for being able to bottom deck Leviathan Whirl or any other troublesome forwards that attempt to remove it. And it would also simultaneously allow him to draw 3 cards. And he plays the Tros. So once he gets to 3 damage, that Tros can become very deadly once active. Kevin goes digging for some more answers with another Leviathan summon. He's looking for a potential Lena play since the break zone is fully loaded. Or he's possibly looking for some more backups to get more value from Ash. And he elects to put 1 card either onto the top or bottom. In this case, he puts it on the top. What does he have up his sleeve? And there's nothing more he can do this turn. Next turn, there's a Sarah backup, bringing him to 5 backups and allowing him to search for a princess or prince. Goes for a Gordon backup, has that to hand, which can be used to pay for more things. Things are looking good, however he decides not to attack, which is surprising given the advantage in hand and board state, but may be worried of a potential EX burst given that there are 27 in his Kevin's deck. Now we see another Moogle summon to continue searching for answers. Ryan has rendered Kevin's Kadage's place useless with the Kalmia backup and Tidus and Glacial on the field. So it looks like he's going to discard Spiritus, which in this deck is used to search out for more Kadages. He plays a Gordon to get his 4th backup. There are not many things he can do with Ryan's incredible advantage in board state. He finishes his turn, casting another Leviathan summon. That break zone sure is full, and that deck is looking rather thin. He put 1 card back to the top of his deck, ensuring that the next attack will indeed be an EX burst. Ryan realizes he has an opening and attacks with Tidus, and indeed there's an Cuchulainn EX burst, which will put Tidus into the break zone next turn. Glaciella attacks, and there's a Poo-Poo EX burst, letting Kevin continue filtering through what's left of his deck. Ryan taps 1, plays a Bismarck summon to prevent his Tidus from leaving the field. He'll tap 2, play the Hagen Chief monster, which potentially bounce 4s back to hand, and he'll replay the Tidus, giving Hagen Chief a counter. Hagen Chief can prevent both Tidus and Glaciella from being popped. Out comes Lena, and he's going to count up 12 cards, which I'm sure he has more than enough to more than likely play Leviathan Whirl. This is a tricky interaction because of Leviathan Whirl's auto ability to reduce a forward's power each time a card is bounced back from the field to the owner's hand. Kevin chooses to bounce Glaciella, Kalmia, and Hagen Chief. Ryan pays a crystal and a card from hand to activate Glaciella's special and attempt to kill Leviathan Whirl, preventing the power reduction trigger from happening. However, Ryan decides to also activate Hagen Chief's ability to return one of his own forwards back to hand, which may seem unnecessary because now it re-triggers Leviathan Whirl's power reduction auto ability, killing the Glaciella. Ryan could have also used Glaciella's ability a second time on the stack on his own Hagen Chief ability in order to prevent Glaciella from dying. These moments involving multiple stacks can be difficult to navigate in the moment. By this point, both players seem mentally exhausted, Kevin will end his turn with a Kadaj now that Kalmia is temporarily off the field, and removes 2 of Ryan's Leviathan Whirls from the break zone, making any of Ryan's future Lena plays much less effective. Ryan replays his Kalmia backup to prevent Kadaj from going wild on the rest of his break zone, and follows it up with a reduced cost Ash forward, hitting Lena for a 10k power reduction since he has 5 backups. He pitches 2 and plays his own Lena, but decides not to activate her ability since 2 of the Leviathan Whirls are now removed from the game. However, both Kalmia and Lena are on the field. Kadaj is unable to touch Ryan's break zone, so he'll just gain a 2k power and Brave for the turn. Kevin pays 6 CP to play the Cloud of Darkness to force Ryan to put one of his forwards into the break zone, which is an expensive cost to pay, but it gets him to 5 backups to finally match Ryan's board. Kevin pays the cost to activate Echidna and swings in, putting Ryan to 3 damage, which will allow Trost to become a forward if Ryan so chooses. Kadaj swings in, 11k with Brave, and he'll take the point of damage, but is not quite within striking distance. Ryan plays a Glaciella, getting him another crystal. And he'll swing in for a point of damage with Lena. Animate Tros. Swings in for another point of damage, putting Kevin at 5. So he's well within striking distance now of game. Kadaj comes back in. And attempts to dull the Glaciella. Well, I should say successfully, since you cannot respond during the end phase with action abilities. Here comes Kevin's Ash, attempting to break the Glaciella. However, Ryan's got 4 crystals and will pay the cost to break Kadaj. And it looks like he'll break Ash as well on the way out. His break zone is full of water cards, so he can likely bring out Lena into another Leviathan Whirl. The main issue here is he only has 2 cards left in his deck, so he has to push for game next turn. Out comes Lena, and he's counting the cards for Leviathan Whirl. The Leviathan Whirl will target the Tros and the Kalmia, while popping Ryan's Lena. Now that Kalmia is no longer on the field, Kadaj is free to target Ryan's break zone, but is it too late? We see 2 Glaciellas removed from play. And he'll end his turn. Ryan just needs to survive this turn, and he can win by deck out. Ryan replays Kalmia to reestablish his board. And brings out Citra, which can get back a monster or a summon from the break zone to hand. He elects to go with the Bismarck summon and just needs to survive this last turn. Now he brings out Tidus, who cannot be targeted without risking a forward going back into the deck. Ends his turn. Kadash comes back in. Looks like there is a question regarding Kadash targeting Tidus at the end of turn. I believe they are calling over a judge to determine whether Tidus' auto ability would trigger should Kadash choose to duel it. And the answer is yes. So he chooses just to duel the Citra instead. Alright, this is Kevin's last turn. He has no cards left in deck. He has 3 attackers that need to do 3 damage with only Tidus available to block. Kadash swings in for attack. Ryan takes the damage. Kevin swings in with Leviathan Whirl. And Ryan takes that damage, hitting into a Waka EX Burst, allowing Ryan to get 1 summon back to hand. Or, Welch is the Cuchulain, which won't be useful here. Kevin goes in for his final attack with Lena, attempting to go for game. But out comes the Bismarck that we saw from the Citra. Bismarck will reduce Lena's power in half, thereby allowing Tidus to block. Tidus can block both Lena and Echidna now, thereby saving Ryan from game this turn. Echidna can still attack, regardless of not having any cards to draw. It's only when you can't draw for your turn do you lose the game. So Kevin goes in for his final attack, and Ryan blocks it with the Tidus. Ryan passes turn and ends the game through deck out. Outstanding! Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of our games.